Call the meeting of the Whittier Regional VOTEC School Committee to order. Could you please call the roll?
Mr. Early?
Yes.
Ms. Sullivan?
Here, present.
Mr. Rossi?
Here.
Ms. Coppinger?
Yes.
Mr. Lai?
Present.
Mr. Wood?
I'm here.
Mr. Irving?
Here.
Ms. Lowell?
Present.
Mr. O'Connor?
Here.
Ms. True?
Yes, here.
Mr. Slavoski?
Yes.
Please join us for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. First item on the agenda is public comment. Anyone here for public comment? Going once, going twice. Nobody here for public comment. Is there any written public comments that were submitted? No. All right. Next item on the agenda is approval of minutes, December 11th, 2024, minutes of the regular school committee meeting. Is there a motion?
Mr. Chairman, move to accept.
Motion by Mr. Irvin,
Second.
seconded by Mr. Lai. Any discussion? Seeing none, call the roll.
Mr. Early?
Yes.
Ms. Sullivan?
Yes.
Mr. Rossi?
Yes.
Ms. Coppinger? Mr. Lai?
Yes.
Mr. Irving?
Aye.
Ms. Lowell?
Yes.
Mr. O'Connor?
Yes.
Ms. True?
Yes.
Mr. Slavoski?
Yes.
Ms. O'Connor's here.
Is she here? Ms. O'Connor?
Yes.
Passes.
Can you turn up the volume a little bit, or?
Next item on the agenda is going to be payments of bills, financial report, treasurer's report for December. Is there a motion for approval?
Motion to approve?
Motion made, seconded. Any discussion? Seeing none, call the roll.
Mr. Early?
Yes.
Ms. Sullivan? Rossi?
Yes.
Ms. Coppinger?
Yes.
Mr. Lai?
Yes.
Mr. Irving?
Aye.
Ms. Lowell?
Yes.
Mr. O'Connor? True?
Yes.
Mr. Slavoski?
Yes.
Ms. O'Connor?
Yes.
Passes. Communications, student representative report, Kaylee Habib.
Mr. Chairman, Superintendent Lynch, and all other members of the school committee. Welcome to the new year. Is being finalized for completion by the end of January. While staff portraits are being updated, fall sports pages are in progress, winter sports photography is underway, and shop photos are also being captured. Poetry will kick off the new year with a carousel of activities. All are welcome to. Going on with Drama Club, rehearsals for The Little Mermaid began on January 6th, with performances in March. We're working on music and choreography, while Carpentry Shop builds sets and costumes. The Key Club spent December filling out holiday of the nursing home in Newburyport and Meals on Wheels recipients in Salisbury. They will be doing the same for Valentine's Day. Students in Art Club have been creating ceramic pieces to add to the weekly kiln firings and working on paintings and illustrations. They're also making props for The Little Mermaid. 4 GSA students attended the Northeast Regional Leadership Council at Greater Lowell. Students attended this day-long leadership council and created models for how to make schools more welcoming for the LGBTQIA+ students. Chess Club is going strong with consistent attendance with over 20 students. This week they will be going over the Blitz style play, and they will be entering their first Blitz tournament of the year. For 56 students are headed to the Pat's Peak night skiing this Friday, January 10th. Interact Club and Peer-to-Peer Club are hosting a sock drive for Ruth's House in Haverhill from January 8th to February 4th. There will be collection bins in the CAF. The board game students are loving some new games. They continue to have many regulars with new joining the games each week. The Multicultural Club thank those who generously donated the tickets towards the Coats for Kids drive in December. They took over 3 dozen items to Anton's Cleaners. With Environmental Club, seedlings have been transplanted into the Tower Garden. The collaboration has been approved and donations are. Collaboration with engineering will continue with the Envirolog project along with the creation for a website for pictures. Student government had fun participating in National Ugly Sweater Day in late December before it went off to They will be working on potential student-faculty basketball game or volleyball game in early March. The United Nations had their first meeting after break on Tuesday, where they discussed the upcoming competitions. They'll continue to hold Tuesday afternoon practices debates. New students are always welcome to join. Going with sports, the boys basketball team held tryouts on December 2nd and welcomed new coach David Stein, who aims to build a winning culture on and off the court. The team is now 3-5 with consecutive wins and are enjoying the improvement each game. The girls basketball team is off to a strong start, winning the Amesbury Christmas tournament with two for two victories. They are working hard toward their goal of a championship and winning the conference. The wrestling team is also off to a strong start. Over vacation, the team took first place at the Pittsburgh Holiday Tournament, and the team's current record is 4-2. To improve throughout the season, and there should be a mix for a sectional title. The hockey team is now 3-5, while their JV team is 2-4. The varsity team is very young, with 7 freshmen, 9 sophomores, making up the roster. They have a very good squad as they look to the future. Thank you.
Thank you. Next item on the agenda is going to be the Principal Assistant Superintendent Report, Mr. Leganis.
Good evening, Chairman, Madam Lynch, Superintendent Lynch, and the rest of the school committee members. Happy New Year to all. Just to add on to Kaylee's report, they continue to move forward this season. As you heard, our teams are developing and they're young. We have new coaches, which is awesome. The basketball coach. We have sort of a record, 257 winter sports athletes. That's quite a few kids that are competing so far, and they stayed with us, that they were registered, record high. Whittier Amesbury hockey team, I was over to Governor's and watched them play Beverly. They ended up losing. And they have 25 players. Whittier has 25 players participating, which is pretty good. And that's the combo of JV and varsity, so that's kind of neat. Staff and students are preparing for midterms. They're starting January 21st and 22nd, week 1, and then 23rd and 24th of January, 2 grades. Second and midterm mid-year assessments, I should say. Grades will be due the 29th, and report cards till July 31st, January 31st at the end of the month. Before the holiday break, administration activities, enjoyed a holiday potluck extravaganza in the curriculum office. And I just want to thank also, you heard the student government put together an ugly sweater day, and they're planning on having some other fun activities. So it works out. The funny thing too with the holiday potluck, it's a Google share form. For some reason, Superintendent Lynch, as an Irish woman, she's developing some Greek dishes. So a lot of the staff around and they put Greek dishes on there and whatever type of dish. But in the end, everybody brings something and they have such a fun day. So just some positive stuff that's happening. The holiday fund, the foundation received $3,620 in donations. The foundation presented gift cards totaling $14,350 as described below. Thanksgiving, 68 students get issued $50 market basket gift cards. Christmas, 73 students get issued $150 in both market basket and Walmart gift cards. So again, helping out our families and students of need. On Monday, January 20th, will be no school. We have no school for Martin Luther King Day, and we're starting to figure how we're going to celebrate Dr. life and legacy. And also during our school council meeting, or my school council, the entire culinary delights here and the day, they all received the Employees of the Month. So they were able to amazing what they do and how hard they work every single day. They did receive VIP parking, so if you see 4 cars out here at the Poet during the day, they're able to park, and that's one of the perks they get if you're in the Employee of the Month. So that's all I have. A lot of positive happening here at the Tech.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So none. Manager, no, business manager report. Associate Principal, Ms. Jensen, changes in the MCAS requirement.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman, Superintendent Lynch, and school committee members. Just to give you a little update on where we are on CAS and graduation requirements. It's a hot topic. So in the past, all students who earned a would have passed the MCAS 2.0 in English Language Arts, Math, and Science and Technology. But right now, we have a change based on the new law. So all students will still have to take all 3 exams. So our freshmen still will take biology this year, and our sophomores will still have to take English and math. What has changed is the highlighted yellow. If a student fails, they will no longer be required to retest. They only need to take it once. MCAS scores, however, will be used for accountability. So the Department of Ed still will be looking at individual schools and how the students did on the MCAS. And the students can still qualify for the 2 scholarships, the John and Abigail Adams and the Koplik Award. They can still qualify for that. There have been numerous webinars and documents and frequently asked questions. If anyone's following this, it's a lot. We are planning to continue to teach the standards in English, math, and science. We will continue to do that, and we will continue to hold high expectations for all our students, even though they don't have to pass for their diploma. So what does this mean for the graduation requirements? So previously they had to meet all the requirements set by the school committee. They had to fulfill the state curriculum for physical education and history. The underlined there is what's going to change. It said all students pass the state competency test, which for us was the MCAS. All students have to pass the vocational technical area each year. Students must take and pass 4 years of English, math, history, and science, which are considered to be the core academic subjects. And if a student fails a core course in grade 12, they will not be eligible for graduation and will not be able to walk in the ceremony. That was the Whittier Tech graduation requirements. So now what's going to happen is you'll see that test part is out. All students still have to pass their vocational area. Excuse me. They still have to pass all the requirements you have set out. So they still have to take 4 years of everything and pass. They have to fulfill the curriculum mandates for physical education and history. And if a student fails in grade 12, they still will not be eligible for graduation or to walk in the ceremony. Where will we go? They are always going to have to follow whatever the school committee policy is for graduation. Comply with all state graduation mandates, and will adopt any new assessment the state implements. That's it.
Any questions? Mr. Early?
How many haven't passed yet, seniors?
Seniors were 100%. Because they were able to take the retest last year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Roughly,
Juniors?
is there many of them?
Well, technically, yes. There were like I think 11 in the science, and there were 11 in math, and then there was a big group in the English part. But they don't have to retest. We actually did do the retest in November because around the vote, and we didn't know what was going to happen. So we talked to the students before and said, we're going to register you for the test and we're going to administer the test. Because even though the state has voted to not have this as a graduation requirement, they haven't come out and said what is going to happen with it. So, because we didn't know, maybe it wouldn't have been the class of 2026, and we did it with like the freshmen this year. You know? So we did have them all take it, but we don't have those results. They did so long.
Thank you.
It's no problem.
Mr. Ross and then Mr. Lai.
So if a student still wants to retest, are they doing it, or is that going away?
Well, it's funny you should ask, because right now we should be preparing, and we registered our February students, the current sophomores who passed the bio test, so we have 11, but they haven't let us register anybody yet. Because we don't know what they're going to do. Because even if the student passes, they cannot qualify for either scholarship because it happens from so the pass, it's not graduation required anymore. So, you know, I'm on a lot of groups, you know. School said, well, the student just they can do it, but they haven't let us register that yet.
Okay.
So I'm not sure. And I'm sure it's a lot of money to do the retests and
Right,
stuff.
right.
So I'm not sure. We're going to do whatever the state allows, and if students want to and they offer it, sure. But it is important for students to know that it's the first time they take it. That's what counts for all the scholarships. Like, it won't our accountability if the 11 students take it and now they all pass. That's only the first time they take it.
Thank you. My other question, I guess, is for everybody. Do we have any policy language that says they have to pass the MCAS in order to graduate? And
Yes.
do we need to make adjustments to that?
Yes. So I know Ms. Lynch said she was going to talk about it, but it is in the book, so I know that Mr. Leganis is preparing that as well, because that will have to change.
So I will be looking for a meeting with the instructional, because we would also or looking at a possibility of another graduation requirement for next year. So adding that in. So we'll be looking at setting up an instructional for some time in January.
Great, thank you.
My question, I think, is similar but related to the policy question. Do we actually have to change our policy to eliminate state competency determination as one of our requirements in the graduation requirements policy?
I think that we should, yes.
Yeah, so what they have been saying is that you have to take out the M requirement. You can write something for a competency determination that says you already have it, that they have to pass sophomore math and English and they have to pass freshman science. You already have that. But they are saying you have to take out that line that would say that MCAS, that test, is a graduation requirement.
And I think we have, that might change.
Yeah.
You know, because I think the state is trying to figure out where we're going to go. So, you know, for this year, handle it that way, even though all of our kids have passed the MCAS exam, but let's clean that language up and then know that we're probably going to have to go back and do.
Thank you.
Have you gotten the impression that they are going to stick with the MCAS 2.0 as an assessment? The rumblings of it.
Well, funny you asked that too. So Pearson has been the support system, or you'd call it that's where we take the test from. The Pearson is the tool, and it's here. So Angel and I have already had to do some webinars, and it's funny because we were just talking before this, and we've done our trainings. We've done a couple of them, and we each have our login, but they have set no guidelines for able to support our kids, when we're going to be able to train our staff. So we are kind of, he says we're getting close, but we have no idea when it's going to happen. So it's not going to be Pearson anymore. And it's not going to be TestNav. It won't be TestNav. So I guess some new app that we're going to have to download, but we have no information on that yet.
And the next assessment
Well, the one that we have to take is March. Yeah, it's stressful, and it's a lot to train because you have to train everybody that's going to touch the test. So we're patiently waiting.
Any other questions? None?
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Next item on the agenda is the lead Northern Essex Community, Mr. Reagan.
Good evening and Happy New Year, committee members, Superintendent Lynch. It's a pleasure to be with you again tonight on the progress of the proposed shared campus building project with Northern Essex Community College. I want to be emphasizing again that we're in the very early beginning stages of thinking about what this partnership might look like and how it might work for the benefit of the full Whittier Tech. As you may have Whittier Tech High School was invited into the Massachusetts School Building Authority Eligibility MSBA Executive Board on December 13th. This milestone represents an opportunity for us to partner with the MSBA to create a modern and innovative learning environment that will benefit our students, our communities, and our region's workforce needs for generations to come. As you know, Whittier Tech is considering a partnership with Northwest Community College to build its new high school on Haverhill's Haverhill campus. The goal of this shared campus model is to enhance efficiencies, reduce costs, and create innovative educational opportunities for both institutions. Shared spaces like gymnasiums and administrative will add value to both schools and their communities while supporting the development of a strong regional workforce. The project has the potential to not only benefit Northern Essex Community College and Whittier Tech, but also the educational and workforce needs of the will serve. To navigate the MSBA's multi-year process, Whittier Tech is establishing a working group dedicated to guiding the school through each phase. Our top priority throughout the process will be to maintain open and consistent communication with the Whittier Tech School Committee and our 11 member communities. The MSBA's eligibility period is not yet an invitation into the feasibility study phase. Invitation to the feasibility stage will require another vote this coming summer of the MSBA Executive Board. The district's eligibility period is scheduled to begin Friday, August 5 this summer, and conclude Tuesday, 8th, 2026. In order for Whittier Tech to proceed into the eligibility period on August 1st, 2025, the district must provide the following information to MSBA prior to July 12th, 2025, midsummer. They want a letter signed by the local chief executive and each member of the Whittier Tech member communities that each community is prepared to 1. Amend, if and as necessary, existing vocational regional school district agreement. 2. During both the existing site of the Whittier Tech High School and the possible relocation to Whittier to NECO's Haverhill campus, as described in Whittier Tech's building proposal statement of interest to the MSBA. 3. Proceed with the understanding that the cost of the feasibility study is to be paid for by the Whittier Tech District. Now that the administration has done its work achieving preliminary approval back into the MSBA pipeline, the next and most important step for us is the commencement of the Whittier Tech NECO Municipal Working Group meetings, scheduled to kick off and begin Monday, January 27th at 1 p.m. at NECO. These working group meetings are where the member communities and Tech and NECO will determine if the shared campus project is viable and if and how we are to move forward. The working group is designed to help us develop our shared vision for an innovative Whittier Tech model for career and technical education, while incorporating each community's unique desires, concerns, and financial interests. These meetings are to include up to 2 representatives from each district member, the town manager or the town administrator, and or the mayors, plus 1 guest or designee, such as the town select board chair or other member. Again, 2 The agenda for the first meeting includes the steps required by the MSBA's recent approval to admit our building project back to the MSBA's eligibility phase, the near final Institute report and its recommendations. The final report and recommendations are due mid-February. Various Whittier Tech strategies for achieving a more efficient project for our cities and towns. Planning toward a new regional agreement with the state and NECO as partners. Lastly, about the Donahue report, about last time at recent meetings, the completed UMass Donahue Report Institute report of findings and input from public outreach interviews and sessions, along with recommendations for next steps. The report is expected to be finalized very soon, again, as I said, early to mid-February. And as soon as it's ready, it'll be shared first with the Whittier Tech School Committee and then publicly. That's my update. Happy to try to answer you might have.
Questions?
All right, excellent.
Thank you.
all.
I do have one.
Sure.
Are you hearing any feedback from the committees?
Just that they're all, as you know, they all signed the memorandum of understanding, so that, you know, except for one, so they've indicated willingness to, you know, keep talking with us. And I think a lot of them are looking for the meeting on the 27th, which will be their first time. And I think at that meeting, you know, we'll hear from everybody. You know, Superintendent Lynch and Glenn, the president at NECO, will, you know, lead the meeting, and it'll be at those meetings, that first meeting, we'll get a sense.
Are you
You know,
hearing it from individual people other than, mayors?
you know, everyone's information, and we just not out of that yet. As I said, but you know, we should get the MSBA approval, which is a big step. We got a letter from them, which I think the superintendent forwarded. There's a lot of information to expect, and you know, I think see that they're all going to be eager for at that meeting, and so that's January 27th. February meeting, I'll give you an update, and you know, I can tell you a lot more about you know, what all the towns, cities, and towns think after that.
What time is that meeting? Where's it held? Who chairs it?
It's 1 p.m. It's at NECO, again, and it's more. I think the superintendent to field that one.
I can jump in. No, I'm not sharing it. Dennis DeZoglio, the former mayor of Methuen, chair of that.
Who is it?
That meeting, Dennis DeZoglio.
Okay.
So he's going to help coordinate and through some of the concern issues and you know, kind of our deliverable we need to do. So we're excited to have somebody from the outside that has some experience in municipal government to help us work.
And I know the superintendent keeps in contact with y'all regularly, but you all have my cell phone. If you know, if I can ever answer any questions, I'll let you know where we're at. You know, don't feel free to call or email me anytime.
I think I heard you correctly that one of the requirements before we even enter eligibility is that we have to get a letter signed by all the municipal CEOs that it says they're prepared to amend the regional agreement. Did I hear that right? Okay. So
It's amend as may be needed existing vocational school agreement.
okay.
That is the
That
word.
seems like a tall order in 6 months. Is the strategy to use the working group to get that?
We're hoping that.
Okay.
If we don't have that, then we will have to remove our statement of interest.
Correct. Okay.
And that has to be done by July 1st.
Seeing none, thank you.
All right, thank you.
Reports and recommendations, Madam Superintendent.
Mr. Chairman, members of the committee, happy New Year. Again, I kind of reiterate some of the things that Mr. Regan said. On Friday, December 13th, we attended the MSBA Zoom meeting. We were invited into eligibility at the beginning, that would begin in August 1st, but by July 1st, we must provide those deliverables. That is, the CEO of each district or each city and town needs to sign that they amend as may be needed the existing regional agreements of the district during the feasibility study and possible relocation at Northern Essex, and proceed with understanding that the feasibility study will be paid for by the district and will not be reimbursed. If the district is unable to provide the requested letter by July 1st, the district will not be eligible to commence the eligibility period and will be asked to execute and submit a declaration of removal of the statement of interest form by August 1st. So I do think MSBA is setting us up for success to make sure that those things are done before we move forward. So I'm very hopeful about that. On Monday, December 16th, Select Board Chris Weil from West Newbury. On Monday, January 6th, I hosted a meeting for the selection of a municipal representative for contract negotiations. I'm happy to report that Stephen Crane from Ipswich will be our municipal rep and has volunteered for that project. On Monday, January 6th, I met with Glenn to discuss our upcoming municipal leaders. And today, we were informed our staff and students of a cyber attack of our school information system from Power School. We've been working with our attorneys. We had a webinar with Power School today. So more information to come, but once we received information, to make sure that we were told our staff and our students as quickly as possible. This was cyber attack, not just for Whittier. It was for my understanding is 60 million, and, you know, through the superintendent's group and throughout the state, there's been a lot of emails back and forth. So pretty much anyone that had Power School as their student system is dealing with this right now. So they feel, you know, in our webinar today, they felt like the information is secure, that it's not going to be sold or distributed anywhere. But, you know, we need a lot more assurances than that. And that is all I have for you tonight. Oh, wait, sorry. Overnight field trip to Patriot competition for the state restaurant competition, management, and cake decorating. And that is at Patriots Place, and they will be staying at the Field, and it's an overnight field trip.
Is there two of them? Is there, two after?
Yes, I have, the other thing is, I found out recently that our students' team, which is co-opted with Amesbury, it's actually Amesbury's co-op team, they are traveling to for some practices, because it's cross state lines. We have the policy that we need to get approval from school committee, so I'm also looking for approval for that as well.
All right, so the first motion was Mr. Irvin to approve the field trip request. Second?
Second.
Ms. Lowell, any discussion? Mr. Early?
Do we have the proper paperwork?
We will have the proper paperwork.
Didn't see that question coming.
I do have another question. The next one, are we driving? What are you driving up there?
I believe, no, Chris is saying no.
No, so, most of our kids drive, and their van drives with their parents to Salem.
Okay.
And that's what's happened. Like for games, if you're talking games, bus rides, we're still doing, but they leave here for Whittier.
Okay, that's what I mean, yeah?
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, so this is just the motion on the field trip, though, to clarify. This is, one will be the hockey team to Salem, New Hampshire. This is the field trip, the state restaurant competition. Further discussion? Seeing none, call the roll.
Mr. Early?
Yes.
Ms. Sullivan? Mr. Rossi?
Yes.
Ms. Coppinger?
Yes.
Ms. Delai?
Yes.
Mr. Irving?
Yes.
Mr. O'Connor? Ms. True?
Yes.
Mr. Slavoski? Ms. O'Connor?
Yes.
Passes. And is there a motion to approve the Amesbury Whittier Tech hockey team to practice?
Motion to approve?
Ms. True,
Second.
seconded by Ms. Coppinger. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, call the roll.
Mr. Early?
Yes, with
Ms.
the proper
Sullivan?
paperwork.
Mr. Rossi?
Yes.
Ms. Coppinger?
Yes.
Ms. Delai?
Yes.
Mr. Irving? Ms. Lowell?
Yes.
Mr. O'Connor?
Yes.
Ms. True?
Yes.
Mr. Slavoski?
Yes.
Ms. O'Connor?
Yes.
Passes. Old business, no old business. New business, the 2025 standard mileage rate for vote. Is this just the update of the,
It's increased 3 cents to 70 cents per mile.
is there a motion to approve the 2025 standard mileage rate?
And what's it up to now?
70 cents.
Thank you.
Motion by Ms. Lowell, seconded by,
Second?
any discussion? Seeing none, please.
Ms. Coppinger?
Yes.
Irving? Ms. Lowell?
Yes.
Mr. O'Connor?
Yes.
Ms. True?
Yes.
Mr. Slavoski?
Yes.
Ms. O'Connor?
Yes.
Passes. Reports of the special committees, executive, I believe it met tonight, but I don't have a report on that. Instructional personnel, Ms. True?
Yeah, I think we have to have a meeting.
Yes. So, January, can we do it a week from today?
Yeah, we have a salary on Monday. Sorry,
January. Okay.
what about, cause,
Sandy,
for
3:30,
Sandy.
4?
I can do 3:30, but I mean, I might be just a couple minutes.
Okay, so 3:30 on January 15th. Instruction.
All right. Plan operations, Mr. Murphy's not here. Salary and negotiations, Mr. Early, discussion and possible vote regarding the municipal representative in the salary negotiations committee.
Yes, we have a meeting set up, I believe, Monday, 4 o'clock.
Right. Right, so we're looking to have Stephen Crane, the municipal rep from Ipswich, be a part of the salary negotiating team. So we do need to have a vote on that.
They want to make this a motion.
Do we have to vote on here, right? Yes. I'll make a motion.
Motion by Mr. Early,
Second.
second by Ms. True. I don't know who that is.
He's the town manager or town administrator for the town of Ipswich.
Okay. Any discussion?
I think, does he have a law degree? Is that what I'm just trying
I
to
don't e-
remember. Is he a lawyer?
I don't think
Or he
so.
doesn't have law?
He's been a municipal town manager in
For a
multiple
long time.
communities
Okay,
over the
maybe
last
that's-
couple of
okay.
decades, but
I
yeah,
know
he's
I've heard-
actually a planner by trade.
Okay. I know I've heard his name and reputation. Okay, great, okay.
Any other discussion? Seeing none, call the roll.
Mr. Early,
Yes.
Ms. Sullivan,
Yes.
Mr. Rossi.
Yes.
Yes.
Mr. Lai.
Yes.
Mr. Irving, Ms. Lowell,
Yes.
Mr. O'Connor.
Yes.
Ms. True.
Yes.
Mr. Slabowski,
Yes.
Ms. O'Connor.
yes,
Policy, Mr. Irvin.
Mr. Chairman, I presented on the 25th for a vote. I move that.
Motion by Mr. Irvin to approve November 25th.
Second.
Seconded by Ms. Lowell. Any discussion? Seeing none, please call the roll on that.
Early,
Yes.
Ms. Sullivan.
Yes.
Mr. Rossi.
Yes.
Ms. Coppinger.
Yes.
Mr. Lai.
Yes.
Mr. Irving.
Aye.
Ms. Lowell. Mr. O'Connor.
Yes.
Ms. True.
Yes.
Mr. Slabowski.
Yes.
Ms. O'Connor.
yes,
Mr. Chairman, also in that meeting, we voted to continue the policy that we presently have. That
Is there a motion to approve the admissions policy?
Move to approve?
Motion by Ms. Lowell, seconded by
Second.
Mr. Lai. Any discussion? Seeing none, please call the roll on the admissions policy.
Mr. Early,
Yes.
Ms. Sullivan.
Yes.
Mr. Rossi.
Yes.
Ms. Coppinger.
Yes.
Mr. Lai.
Yes.
Mr. Irving.
Aye.
Ms. Lowell.
Yes.
Mr. O'Connor.
Yes.
Ms. True.
Yes.
Mr. Slabowski.
Yes.
Ms. O'Connor.
yes,
Passes.
Mr. Chairman, it was the understanding of the policy subcommittee that we should continue further discussion on the admission policy for the future, so it's been recommended that we pass this on to you and the full committee and for you to establish an ad hoc committee for admission.
Okay, I will do that, and I will reach out to a couple members to serve on that committee.
And that's it.
Thank you.
I don't think we need a meeting, do we? I mean, that other clarification of language we can do it another time.
Right, so we're gonna have the, discussion on instructional, and then we will come back with a policy on graduation.
All right. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So
I have one thing.
Okay, Mr. Early?
I'd like to congratulate the young representative from the senior class. She had some good news for us. She didn't tell us earlier.
I have been accepted into Wentworth. I'm going to Wentworth for electrical engineering. I'm also committed to play softball there as well. So
Congratulations.
Nice.
All right. Is there a
Is
motion?
your motion to adjourn?
Motion by Mr. Early to adjourn,
Second?
seconded by Ms. Coppinger. All in favor of adjournment? Anybody opposed? Seeing none, we are adjourned.